Hello, I'm John Geib. I'm a vegetable specialist with the Big Country Master Gardener Association. Welcome back to our series of videos on talking about what we need to be doing in our vegetable gardens for the following month. So, are you enjoying the heat of summer yet? Summer is here. We're in a time of hot days and hot nights and very little rainfall. So, what should we be doing in our vegetable gardens in the month of August? Well, it's August, and the growing season is in full swing. It is time for harvesting and preparation. All of our hot weather veggies should be out in the garden and growing. Keep an eye out on the weather forecast though, as temperatures can reach 100 degrees without any problems during this time of year. Those temperatures above 100 degrees can really put a big stress on our gardens. Any crop surviving the heat in the garden will need to be tended to. A little bit of general maintenance like weeding and watering is all that should really be needed right now in the garden. Most plants will require at least 1 inch of water per week. This will include any rainfall that we actually do get for the week, if we're that lucky. While we normally recommend once a week deep watering for flower gardens, veggie gardens with their good draining soil usually need to be watered a little bit more often. Also, with temperatures in the upper 90s or low 100s, watering rates may need to be increased 2 to 3 times normal just to keep our plants nice and healthy. Any plants that are ready to be harvested can be harvested at your leisure. For plants that can turn bitter with stress, think cucumbers. Harvest early in the cooler mornings to avoid any stress from the afternoon. For plants that thrive on stress, think peppers. Harvest later in the afternoon for spicier fruits. For things like melons, which concentrate their sugars due to stress, go ahead and harvest those also in the afternoon. If you need to replace any of the plants lost due to weather, you can add a few transplants back to your beds, or you can start fresh from seeds as long as you have enough time before the first frost. For those of you like me that are fighting the grasshoppers, if you find a good solution, please let me know. I try to keep things as natural as possible, so I try to attract grasshoppers' natural predators, which are birds. Unfortunately, they have their other issues in the gardens when they start eating my tomatoes. The birds, though, this year have been able to mostly keep up with the grasshoppers, although I still do have a little bit of grasshopper pest problems. Remember that our first frost date is usually in early November, over 90 days away. Because we have several months of good growing weather, we can get in another round of crops before then. Remember to select varieties that will grow well in our area, but also have enough time to mature before any freezes do hit. One warning in this respect, while many plants can easily be covered to prevent frost damage from that first frost, watermelons usually cannot. Watermelons usually suffer freeze damage starting as temperatures as high as 36 degrees on a clear night, and so they have a tendency to die off pretty early in the season. With your garden in maintain mode, you can start looking forward to the cooler weather coming up later this year. Now's a good time to go through your seeds for your fall and winter gardens and get replacements as necessary. It's also a good time to start planning for that winter garden. Planning is key to maximizing your crop yields. Plants that can be harvested in August are beans, cantaloupe, carrots, corn, cucumber, eggplant, okra, peppers, squash, tomatoes, watermelon, and zucchini. Remember that all of the scraps from these harvested plants can be put into your compost pile for next year's garden. Plants that can be planted in August are beans, cantaloupe, carrots, corn, cucumber, eggplant, okra, peppers, potatoes, squash, tomatoes, watermelon, and zucchini. These can go into the garden either as seeds or as transplants. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. If you've learned something, please like the video. If you found our videos helpful, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to be alerted when our new videos come out. We will be putting out a new What to Do in Your Garden Next Month video during roughly the last week of the month. Thank you all for watching, and as always, keep gardening.